Come on in.
Nice place you got here.
Thank you. Must be Logan. I'm Dr. Disguises. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, like you said, I'm Logan. Nice to meet you. Pleasure's all mine, since you don't have to be here.
Hey, take a seat. Take
All
a
right.
seat. Well, let's not look at it like that. Let's look at it as if you want to be here.
Sure, I can do that, I guess.
Okay, perfect. So, Logan, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, you probably know all the relevant information, so, like, what more is there to tell?
Every little piece of information is important, so you can tell anything you can tell me. It will help me out. Actually, not help me out. It'll help you out.
Alright, well, I'm 19. I didn't go to high school, so no diploma. My parents are split up. I like music, and right now I'm living with my father.
Okay, great start. You know, every little piece of information is important. So, tell me a little bit about your parents splitting up. When exactly did they split up?
Yeah, that happened when I was 15.
15. Okay, and then how did that make you feel?
It was just sad and depressing.
Okay, I could see that. Divorce is something very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I know it is.
So tell me about your relationship with your parents back then, and tell me about the relationship with them now.
Alright, well, back then it was pretty shitty. My dad was always working. My mom was never home. I don't know where she was, you know? So I never saw either of them. And, I mean, it was still alright, but it started going downhill after the divorce, you know?
I see. So, did you use drugs prior to the divorce?
Yeah, I did. Not as much. It was more of a social thing back then.
I see. And is it safe to say that your divorce acted as a trigger factor to your drug use?
Yeah, I guess. But, it's not really even a problem.
Well, you may not see it as a problem, but unfortunately the court does see it as a problem. And as conditions of your probation, you need to be successful in these sessions.
Okay, yeah, I want to make progress. Like, there's no way I can go to jail.
Okay, good. That's the right attitude to have, because you never know what you can do until you try.
Yeah, I guess I could try.
That's what I'd like to hear, Logan. So, do you see the problem? Do you see the problem in doing drugs?
Well, other than the fact that they're legal, no, I don't see there's a problem with it. They just help me with the stresses of my life.
I bet this is common for many people. Don't think you're the only one who has a problem with drugs, because actually a lot of people do. What we have to do is find a better solution for you to cope with your stress.
What would that solution be?
Well, we'll have to come up with the solutions first. Maybe we could start by you going over the incident for me so I could better understand your situation.
Woke up one morning feeling really shitty. So I was like, you know what? I really need some weed. So I got my phone, called up my dealer. He said go to the park in about an hour. So I went to the park, and he was nowhere to be found. But there was another guy who apparently knew who I was. He came up to me with the weed, and I paid him, and he counted it up. And he's like, yo, this isn't enough. I was like, are you kidding me? This is definitely how much I pay every time for my weed. So there's no way he was going to give it to me, so I robbed him. And it was just like, I really wanted it. And if he didn't want to accept my money, that's fine. But I was going to get what I want, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see. So, now, after knowing this story, could it be more than just using drugs for fun? Could it be more of an addiction?
Now that you say that, maybe it could be.
Logan, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's the need for your drugs?
Definite 7.
Okay, Logan, so I'm afraid to say that it is an addiction, but not to worry, because we're going to fix it.
Alright.
So the first step is admitting and taking responsibility. And now that we've identified the problem, we can begin to fix it. So, let's link it back to the divorce of your parents. On a scale of 1 to 10, how was living with each of your parents?
Yeah, living with both of them was kind of bad. But with my mom was more like a 2. And with my dad it was more like a 7. So, You know, that's why I hang out with him a lot more and stuff like that. I'm closer with him.
Go.
Okay, I see. And why are these numbers as such?
Because when I was with my mom, it was constant bickering and fighting, and it was just a bad environment. And with my dad, it was still kind of fighting, but not as much.
Okay, I see. So all the fighting caused you to stress and make you upset. Do you think this could have acted as a trigger for your drug use?
Yeah, pretty much.
So the drugs was your way of relieving your stress.
Yeah, and keeping the peace of mind.
To relieve stress, Logan, drugs definitely isn't the right answer.
Yeah, I can see that now that I've gotten into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, drugs is a gateway to many bad things. So what I'd recommend is, instead of doing drugs to relieve your stress, to do something else that you enjoy and love doing as a supplement for the drugs. So an example, you told me earlier in our session that you love music. So maybe listen to some music, play around with it, fool around with it, maybe even become a DJ. You ever thought about that?
No, I haven't thought about that, but it makes sense. I do really love music, and I'd really love to learn how to DJ. Maybe that's a good solution. Something to help get away from all the stress.
Definitely. That's really good, Logan. We're making excellent progress. Unfortunately, our time here is finished, though I will be seeing you for our next session. So I want you to take care of yourself. Think about the things that we went over, and think about how you could better yourself in the future.
Alright, thanks a lot, Doc.
Alright, we'll keep in touch. It's been a pleasure.